everybody, welcome back to Kyra's Culinary Creations. It's been a very long time since I filmed, so I was thinking we'd do a basic recipe today. This recipe is called cream cheese sugar cookies. Basically, it's a sugar cookie but much softer and much fluffier, and it's easier to bite, but it's just as easy to mold and do all of your decorating with. So let's start on our basic dough. So first we're gonna add 2/3 cup of vegetable shortening. So let's get our third. And usually you'd want to use a spoon for this so that you can get it out much easier than you can when you're doing it and just scooping it straight out. So we're gonna take our shortening and we're gonna pat it down with the back of the spoon. And if you don't pat it down and you think that it's enough, it might not be. So you have to remember to pat it down. Because if you don't, it won't be the exact measurements. That isn't exact. So then you take your spoon again and you poke it out. And scoop all of the stuff that you can't get out. And sometimes I'll use the spoon to get everything out. So let's do our second third. Perfect. So now that we added our 2/3 of vegetable shortening, we are now going to add 1/3 cup of salted butter, and it has to be room temperature, which means just a little bit squishy, not too squishy, because then it's kind of melted, and you don't want melted butter. You want room temperature butter. Now that we have that, we're gonna add 3 ounces of cream cheese, which gives it a nice, good, soft texture to your dough. So we're gonna add that right on in. Now that we added that, we are going to add 3/4 cup of sugar. Now we're going to use a spoon. We're just going to quickly wipe it off. And now we're going to add 3/4 of granulated sugar. Here's our first 1/4. 1/4. 2/4. 3/4. So now that we've incorporated our 3/4 cup of sugar, we are going to add 1 tablespoon, a tablespoon of powdered sugar. So we're gonna quickly dip our tablespoon in there, quickly level it out, and dump 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar in. Now we are going to add 1/2 a teaspoon of salt, because you don't want salty cookies. So we're gonna add that in. Now that we've added that, our 1/2 teaspoon of salt, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract or vanilla paste. When you're using vanilla paste, it's the same measurements as if you were using vanilla extract. So we're gonna take our vanilla paste, and one thing you should know about vanilla paste is that it's very, very, very sticky and slippery. So when you're using it, you want to make sure that you level it and nothing's hanging off of it. Because if so, you get it on your counters and you don't want to be cleaning that up. Do you? Because I don't enjoy cleaning. I don't know if you guys do, but I don't. But I have to keep myself clean because it's cleaning. So now that we've added that, we're going to add 1 egg. Okay. And make sure that you get the same thing I say always, no shell. Because you don't want to have shell, which makes it super not taste good. So now that we've added that, we're gonna mix until it's light and fluffy. So we're gonna take our hand mixer or stand mixer, whichever you prefer, and we're just gonna put it on low and just incorporate everything very nicely and evenly. And remember that you mix this until it's light and fluffy. Alrighty then. Perfectly, look at it. It's nice, light, and fluffy. And it doesn't really look like a dough yet until you add the flour. So what you're going to add is you're going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So let's get our first cup. Usually you should pat it down over the container or over the sink so nothing gets on the counters. So we add 1 cup. Now we're going to add our second cup. Our first cup, now our second cup, and then once again, we're gonna quickly mix. See, now it's turning into an actual dough. Good enough for now until we finish, but I'm thinking we add some little bit of color to it. Food coloring is definitely optional, but since Valentine's Day is coming up, I think we should add some light pink. So you're gonna take your food coloring, and if you have gel like me, you should take a toothpick and put it in to the dough, then take a big clump and get it in there. Get it in there. So that you have enough food coloring to last throughout the dough. I think that should be good for now. Now, let's mix it in. All right, it's all mixed in, and I think the pink is such a pretty color. Now what we have to do is we have to roll it into a log or whatever shape you would like. So let's do it. Ready? Let's try that one more time, except let's use our hands. Because apparently our dough did not want to come out of our bowl because it thought the bowl was its home. So let's get this on and rolled into a log or whatever shape you guys would like. And remember, when we're done with this, you can use buttercream, royal icing, fondant, anything you would like. So now let's roll it into a log. Make sure that all sides are covered. Twist it. Now we'll refrigerate this for 1 hour. All right, now that our dough is out of the fridge for 1 hour, we are going to spray our baking sheet. Usually you could use parchment, but if you don't have any parchment, you can use spray to do it. So you're just gonna quickly spray your pan. Then what you're going to do is you're gonna take little pieces off your dough, small little pieces off your dough. You're gonna roll it into a ball. Then here's the catch. After you roll it into your ball, you're gonna quickly pat it down just a little bit so that it bakes evenly through everything. So then you're going to keep doing that until you fill your sheet or until you're out of dough. All right, all of our cookies are on the sheet, and now we're gonna put these into the oven at 375 degrees for 7 to 9 minutes. I usually put them in for 8 so that they get that nice even amount, and you don't want to underbake them at 7 and you don't want to overbake them at 9. So I think 8 is the perfect amount of time. Now it's time to unwrap my special surprise. Did you guess again? Most of these are going to have my secret ingredient. If you haven't already guessed, chocolate Hershey Kisses. So we're gonna add them in every single one except for one. One for a plain taste and one for a chocolatey taste. So we're just gonna press them in, and they just got out of the oven, so they are very hard. So make sure that when you're doing this, you are being very careful. You're not touching the pan. Definitely not touching the pan. Because if you touch the pan, you'll get burned, and that's not very good, because there are many different stages of burns. Some of them can be very bad. So make sure that you're very safe and you have adult supervision while you're doing this. And that last one is going to be for a plain taste. Now here comes the best part, the eating. So let's take a bite of this plain sugar cookie, because the chocolate ones are too pretty to eat. They are so soft, they're so moist, and look at this. Does a normal sugar cookie break like that? And look at the inside, it's so soft and creamy. This is definitely one of the best cookies I've ever made. Now, don't forget that kids can cook too. This is Kyra signing off of Kyra's Culinary Creations. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.